A few days ago we looked at George Lichtenberg and how his observations led to other things. So today we will look at how one thing influenced another, and then another, and who knows what's next. More than 5,000 years ago, the Sumerians, most likely, invented the wheel, and that is just where our story starts today. It did not take too long before someone got the idea to put a wheeled vehicle behind an animal. This is sort of where we get the word ox. There is no such animal as an ox. An ox is just an animal that is a beast of burden. And it does not really seem to bother anyone that when you have two, you have oxen. It is just an old way of making something plural. Similarly, it really does not bother people that they can have one child or two children. But back to the ox thing, any animal that it used to pull a vehicle is an ox. Soon there were many people using beasts of burden to pull their wagons, and random ruts were made on the roads. The ever meticulous Romans wanted uniform ruts, so the lengths of the axles were standardized, and based on the widths of the rumps of the animals, which were mostly horses. This width became the standard for many things. Then on March 2 in 1863, the U.S. Congress authorized the standard width of the railroad tracks to be exactly 4 feet, 8½ inches. Which was the same standard that the Romans had decreed, only they measured things in cubits. More will be said about cubits another day. Then this standard width for railroad tracks limited the width, and subsequently the heights, of railroad cars. The sizes of the railroad cars then determined the sizes that tunnels would be made through mountains, since trains do not go up and down steep slopes very well. Now the sizes of the tunnels greatly limited the things that could be shipped by rail. This means that, if you are an aerospace engineer, designing rocket boosters that will be made on one side of a mountain train, and your boosters need to be shipped to the other side of the mountain, you have to design your rocket boosters to fit through railroad tunnels. While the wheel has been around for over 5,000 years, it was 2,000 years ago that the standard got set that determined how wide railroad tracks would become, and this influenced the size of rocket boosters. So yes, the space program is directly impacted by the width of the rump of a horse. And just when you thought that things could not get messed up any worse, it was also on March 2 in 1858, that Fred Cook invented haywire. Encourage innovation.